Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We did a lot of talking last time. We mostly just, well, got a whole lot of exposition all at once from Cesato, who has returned, but no proper investigation, so we should probably work on that. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we can't go back to the prosecutor's office. There's Madame to Spells and the experimentation stage. And I guess it'll probably make sense to go back and check with her, because you know her the mannequin, the wax, not the mannequin, the wax statue got stolen and was being held for ransom. But actually, I know I said it was an investigation, but maybe there'll be more relevant information in Sholmes' suite. Oh. Well, damn, pal. I thought maybe old Sholmesy would be here, you know? Oh, let's see what's on Iris's blackboard. This blackboard is what Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh! She seems to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all lined up, look. Cheap apples at the market is what all of them say. What? The little figures can speak? All your questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine. So I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this? Okay, well, I already did a lot of examining of our current abode, you know, last time. I want to try and move things along a bit. So I will have to examine stuff on my own time, because it looks like there's new information, and I'm sure Iris, Cesato might have new stuff to say. But let's see. See what the Lord Chief... Oh, hello. Looks like he's in a meeting. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart? I wonder. Never seen her before. Oh, hi. Oh. Howdy. You still hype about the Forensic Science Symposium? Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh yeah, because of the Dispensation for Science Act thing. We were kind of pushing to have that revoked so that we could properly investigate Albert's machine, after all. Oh, yeah, you know me. I'm just kind of an enemy of the state, you might say. I'm kind of a rebel. I don't give a fuck. I kind of just do what I want, you know? I'm cool like that. You mean because of Professor Harebrayne's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's great exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. You mean scrambling? Also, okay, so it wasn't the Forensic Dispensation Act. It was just the fact that, well, we kind of made them look bad, make London look bad because they were, you know, hosting what was basically a big scam, and well, Strongheart takes a lot of pride in his government, so that's fair, I suppose. Lord Van Zykes is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Did I do that? None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. Okay, good, you're not mad at me. Okay, cool. That means it's not my problem. I can't afford to lose my license again after I just got it back yesterday. The special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap metal in no time. Not that scrap metal now, is it? Oh, poor Professor Harebrayne. Not sure what voice I would give to this lady. Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. Bye. No, I'm sure we'll probably be running into them later. They wouldn't make a whole ass model for someone if they weren't going to be relevant, you know? Except for that one that guy yesterday who got knocked the fuck out by Madame Tispels. But hell, we saw him before, so that was a reused model. So. Who is that? That was Dr. Courtney Scythe, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. Oh, so she's the leader of the forensic investigation team. So she works directly for you. Also, let me just double check my handy dandy notebook. Autopsy report, coroner, Courtney Scythe. I mean, yeah. So she handled this autopsy report as well. Cool. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Aspen. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. Oh. So yeah, I guess we will be meeting up with her later on. Neat. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. Ah, right. I guess you're probably busy. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. Bro, if you can give me 37 minutes and 39 seconds of your time, you can tell me about the report. Was it really that in detail? Just fucking, I don't know, give me the updated autopsy report. Fucking Miles Edgeworth me, dude. That shit don't normally take that long, I don't think. So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Oh yeah, you were like, what, 3 hours behind or whatever? Let's see. Wonder if there'll be anything new here. These very European suits of armor are still glaring at each other across the carpet, I see. In a way, they feel like guardians of the Lord Chief Justice's office. I suppose. They're rather like the lion dogs that guard shrines in Japan, aren't they? Aren't they a bit too human to be called lion dogs? Did you know that it's a dream of mine to keep 2 cats one day? I feel as though we've gone off a bit of a tangent, don't you? Don't you? I mean, 2 cats. I mean, I guess that's a dream, but, wait, we had Wagahai, though. Don't you remember Wagahai? And she had kittens. So technically, you do have cats, right? Huh, you couldn't read all of these books, even if you were reincarnated 6 times over as a bookworm. Did Lord Strongheart really have read all of these? Thinking about it, Father's study is full of books that look as though they've never been read, too. Oh, really? Peddlers of books are forever pushing their wares on him, you see. And I think he's just too kind-hearted to refuse him. There's a phrase for that in Britain. People would say they saw him coming. It makes me wonder if perhaps the vast number of books on the shelves in here are a sign of Lord Strongheart's overwhelming kind-heartedness. I'm not sure you could afford to, have a kind heart if you had to keep Lord Van Zeeks in the line, now could you? Yeah, that's for fucking sure. Just sitting behind that desk must make you feel so important, don't you think? Would you like to have an office like this, Mr. Naruhodo? With such a grand desk and all. Who, me? No, I don't think so. Oh? Well, imagine If you suddenly found yourself needing the toilet, you'd have so far to go. Well, clearly you have your priorities in order. How, true. Perhaps the important people who work in ostentatious offices like this haven't considered such things. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Well, no, I mean, you gotta be practical about these things, you know? As ever, the enormous clock is diligently maintaining its rhythmical tick-tock today. Meanwhile, I am maintaining my rhythmical Instagram. Watching machinery at work can be quite mesmerizing, can't it? Ironically, you can completely forget the time. What I particularly enjoy is watching the enormous wheels of a steam locomotive turning. When I was a little girl, Grandmother often used to take me to watch the railway engines, you know. Oh, it's an open fire for me. I could sit and watch the flames for hours. Oh, Jesus! Sorry. Mr. Naruhodo, we could install one in the office. An enormous wheel turned by an enormous steam engine. Where are we gonna fit a fucking wheel and a steam engine in our office? Perhaps we could start with a simple fireplace. I mean, Sholmes has a fireplace in his suite, so if we really want to see fire, we can just, go downstairs. Also, I never realized you can apparently do this. You can, but there's nothing to see. It's just like the rest of the bookcases. Huh. Anyway, sorry to keep you waiting, Lord Strongheart, but also, go fuck yourself. You can just tell me. You know, why do we gotta go see another person? Well, I don't know, it just feels like you're delegating. By the way, here's my armband. By the way, Lord Strongheart, about this. The symbol of a defense lawyer in the Japanese judiciary. Oh, wait. No, fuck. Okay, right. Okay, I didn't know if he would have new information or not. But, let's see, do you have any thoughts about this crossbow? Could I show you this, Lord? Yeah, I guess not. Okay, I guess not. I'm the Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence. Oh. Especially when the evidence in question is so dull. Ah, so that's the real reason. Okay, what about this print? Aha, see, I knew you had something to say about that. Another to fall foul of the Reaper's curse. What? Odie Asman. The ink was barely dry on the man's acquittal papers. He'd just emerged from a trial in which he was being prosecuted at the hand of Lord Van Zeeks. Do you think the verdict was wrong? The law is final. Verdicts are final. However, as long as mere mortals are the ones making the decisions, there is always room for error. The influence of large criminal organizations is sometimes felt even in our highest courtrooms. That would be the dark and deadly side to London, I suppose. Yeah, I guess so. What about this autopsy report? Okay, guess not. Okay, fine. I'm guessing that's probably everything. Anyway, let's chat. Let's gab. Let's confab. What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary, in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now, unofficially of course, to pave the way. Goodness! A year ago? At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic division. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? What do you think he means? He's gonna fucking imprison people, dude. For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. Okay, Jesus Christ, dude. You give off kind of extreme vibes, but you're kind of laying it a bit thick there, aren't you? Aren't you, pal? I intend to see to it, personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, to protect our honor and our future. Look at those eyes. He means every word. Yeah, a little... Clearly, he definitely wants to... He don't like crime, that's for sure. Dr. Scythe is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially established the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba. Oh, yes, my lord. Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan. Yes, that's right. I understand that he will arrive at the beginning of next month. Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean. It was many years ago now, but yes, I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well. Gah. Oh, did you guys hang out together? Did you go to the same university? Yeah, that's a word. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student. It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact. Geez, how old is Mikotoba? Eugene? Well, I mean, I suppose he hasn't appeared in the case, so... Well, okay, regardless. Mikotoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Is there like a bad part of that? Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. Oh, okay, well, that's nice. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikotoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Silas, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Scythe was also there then, as it happens. Oh, so Dr. Scythe and Dr. Mikotoba know each other. Curious. Then, Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she? She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I've no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mikotoba was here studying his subject for some 60 years in total. 6 years? That's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it? I lived with my grandmother in those years. So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years. Talk about, I mean, it's not exactly an absentee father, but it kind of. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Oh. Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away. What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Ah, that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, at least he came back, you know, after his, leaving for milk, as it were. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zykes, actually. Even though I'm pretty sure I asked you about him yesterday, too, but... Oh, yeah, about the... Okay, elaboration on that part. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as a professor who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Clint Van Zykes, was murdered, it was just after young Barack had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Barack Van Zykes went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. Oh my word! It's pretty creepy. So, Lord Van Zykes isn't the Reaper, it's the ghost of his brother. Well, I don't think it's literally his ghost. I mean, I don't know if ghost or... Well, I mean, spirit eternally is real, but... Shh, you guys don't know about that yet. Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Yeah, that's one word to describe him. Aloof. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrayne's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. Are you well versed in science, then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all, until recently. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Sykes' team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing. And I'll be able to see it too. Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls. We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord. I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium, you understand. Yeah, fair enough. Symposium's a pretty big deal. I should love to ask if I can borrow some books, but I just can't. That's understandable. Well, let me check something. And we can at least visit the prison, see how old Harebrayne's holding up. Oh. Okay, well clearly he's keeping himself occupied at least. What's he doing? He's... Oh my! The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations. And he's still writing more now. Professor, sorry to interrupt. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. And who is this young lady? My name is Susato Mikotoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor. Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner! What are you going on about, pal? None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all. Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you. Geez, don't tell me you're not a fucking incel, Mr. Harebrayne. I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning. Oh no! No! The whole thing, the whole miserable affair, it all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot! Professor Harebrayne, what have you been working on in your cell? Looks like some, trigonometry and, geometry and such. I think. Either way, definitely some equations going on, that's for sure. Oh, haha! You mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand. Oh? Is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe? No, actually. This is my autobiography. Your autobiography? How I was diddled and fiddled! Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Don't call your fucking book How I Was Diddled and Fiddled, you weird little guy. My Albert Harebrayne! I found I could represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations. How are you gonna write a book which biography does just equations, my dude? Really? Are you sure about that? I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, Odd Birth and Odd Upbringing. Oh yeah, it's a little tiny book that he got published in. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, when one door opens, another closes. Or when one door closes, a window opens, or whatever. And it's good to be optimistic. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Oh, yes! Yes, of course! I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled! I was fiddled by the pair of them! By Assman, and by that aloof engineer, Trevor! We're not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? Okay, well, I think I've had enough diddling and fiddling for one day. We can finish talking with our good friend and resident weirdo, Professor Harebrayne, next time. I mean, I guess we could probably finish this too, but I don't know. You know me. Don't want the episodes going too long and all that. But boy, that Strongheart sure is imposing, and this guy sure is weird. But anyway, oh well. We'll try and get some more information about the case at hand in the next episode. Until then, though, I'll see you around.